Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you had a great start to the year and are ready to deep dive in UiPath learning. So in our last session, we learned what is UiPath, we downloaded UiPath Studio and installed in our system, then we explored its interface and then build our first project. In this session, we will cover the most critical concept in UiPath, which is workflow. So before starting, let's open UiPath Studio. We had built this project in our previous session, so I will open the same project. So as you can see, we had built this project in our last session and now we will proceeding with this session. So now what is workflow? A workflow you can think of a visual representation of our automation process, and it also contains actions that define how a task can be performed. So now we have this project open. This is a main sequence and you can see this is a workflow, and here we have defined the actions. Like whenever the bot runs, it will run this one like the input dialog and then it will proceed for message box. So this is a visual representation. In UiPath, we build automation on the basis of these workflows. So you can see the main workflow which we have opened, it has extension as .xaml. So sometimes we also call it a YAML file or workflow file. So UiPath provides different types of workflows. Here you can see we have sequence, flowchart, state machine, form workflow, coded workflow, and many other. In this session, we will cover only sequence, flowchart, and state machine, and in our future session, we can cover this part as well. So now let's go with sequence first. So what is sequence? So sequence is like a simplest and most commonly used workflow type in UiPath. And also in the sequence, UiPath executes tasks one after another. And this is why it is also called as a linear process. So now in what scenario we use sequence in our automations? So suppose that you have a linear process like logging into an application or downloading some reports or sending an email. So these are all a linear process. So in these cases, we will be using sequence. So now take an example and we will build one automation using sequence. So I have already built an automation. So I will go to this sequence.yml file. I will double click on it and it will open this workflow. So I will just give you an overview what is happening here. We have an input dialog where we are giving a message that user can enter, check balance, withdraw or exit. So if user input any of these option, then on the basis of if condition, it will show a message box. So suppose that if user input check balance, then it will show a message box saying your current balance is 5000. If user enter withdraw, then it will show a withdrawal successfully completed. Or if user inputs exit, then it will show a message box exited. So this is very easy to build. You can click on new, click on sequence, and you can give a name. So it is like a sequence 1, and I will click on create button. So it will start from here, and you can drag and drop activities from activities pane. So as I have built on input dialog, so now you can see if I pull input dialog here, then input dialog is there, and you can update it as per your requirement. So I have already built it, so I will try to run this one. Now you can see it is asking for an input, so I will enter check balance and click on OK. So now you can see it is giving a message box, which is this one, because it has satisfied this if condition. So this is how the sequence works. It will go step by step and one after another. So it will first run input dialog, then this if condition, then this if condition, then this if condition. So this was sequence. Now let's talk about flowchart. So flowchart is used to build more complex automation workflow. So where we require like multiple if condition, switch, and also you can say that when you have many if conditions or the decisions, then flowchart looks visually clear, and also it is easier to navigate and understand the flow. So that's the reason when there is a complex logic, we use flowcharts. So we can take one example there as well. So let's build our first flowchart. So I will click on new, click on flowchart, and let's build the same automation. I will click on create button. This is the start node of the flowchart, and if you run the bot from here, it will start from this start node. So let's pull some activities here. So we'll pull input dialog, and here you can see all the options you can update here, or you can double click to see the detailed one. So we'll put, and the input level we can copy from here itself. Now this was the input dialog. The next one we are using if condition. Here in this case we will be using decision activity. So this is a flow decision activity. I will pull it here. This works same as a if else condition, but the visual representation is a different. So it looks like a something is coming inside this flow decision, and there will be branch out based on true or false condition. So as we have this if condition, I will copy this condition expression from here and we'll put in this expression. So now the input dialog, we have to create a variable. So we'll copy this variable name. We'll go to input dialog, or we can click on variable pane. We can paste the variable name and it's created. Now we'll use the same here in the result text box. Now you can see we have first condition. If user input result is equal to check balance, then we will be showing one message box, which is this one. So I will copy it directly from here and will paste it. And we have to connect this. Now you can see there is a true label here. It means that if this condition is true, it will go to this activity. Then we have another if condition as well, like user input result equal to withdraw. So in that case, we will pull one more decision box here and we'll paste that condition. Then again, we will copy message box and we have one more condition. So I will copy this one as well, and again one more flow decision, the same message box. So now what you see here, we have a start node, then we have input dialog, we have a decision box here. If it is true, it will come here, then it will exit. Otherwise, it will come to this decision box. If it is true, it will come to this message box and then exit. Then we have another which is exit. If it comes to this decision box, it will come to this message box and it will exit. So now you can see how easy it is to navigate in the flowchart. And in the sequence, it looks little cluttered. So that's the reason. If you have multiple decision or some complex logic, you can use flowchart. Now if I run this one, it is again asking the same input dialog. We'll put now check balance. And now you can see it is showing the message box. I hope you understood what is sequence and what is flowchart. Now let's move to a state machine. So a state machine is like it will wait short when you have more complex process. There are multiple states and where you need to transition from one state to another state based on some condition. Think of a state machine as a framework where each stage represents a phase of your process. And one big advantage I will tell you about a state machine is that it allows easily to manage the loop where the process might return to a previous state. So in this example, I will tell you. So suppose that if user inputs withdraw, and after withdraw, it should perform some action. And if some condition didn't made, so I need to again go to input dialog. Here also you can manage. But in a state machine, it would be little easier. So let's build one state machine project. So now let's try to build a state machine workflow. So I will click here and we'll create a new state machine. So here also we have a start node, and for a state machine, there are 3 activities. One is final state, then a state, and then a state machine. So when you click on new and click on a state machine, so a state machine workflow is created. So now we have only 2 activities. So final state and a state. So we'll go with a state, and this is, you can think of one part of your process, and you can use multiple states here, but you should have one final state as well. So now let's connect this state to here and this state to here. So again, what I will do, I will copy this input dialog from here and we'll paste it. And we have this variable. So we'll create a variable here and we'll keep a scope as global, like a state machine. So now we have transitions here. So first transition is T1. So what I will do, I will click here and we'll put some condition here. So we have user input result, and if it says that withdraw, right, we'll copy from here itself so that I don't make any mistake while typing. So now let's see. So if user input result equal to withdraw, then I will let this go to this state, and let's name this state as withdraw. Okay. And then we'll create one more state here where we will say as check balance, and we'll create one more transition. Now it is named as T3. So it was for check balance. So let's copy this expression. You have to click on this line and then you can put the condition. Okay. So now what we did, if it is withdraw, it will come here. If it is check balance, it will come here. And then it will exit from here. So now what if I want to give user one more option? So let's say if user says that no, I want to again withdraw money, right? Then you need to go to this state again. So what you can do, you can come here and you can put this transition to this location, and you need to define a condition here as well. So let's copy the message box first. We'll put it here and then we'll put one more input dialog. So I am asking, do you want to continue? And we'll save this result. User choice. I am creating one more variable, and let's keep this scope as a state machine. So we'll put this condition here. If user choice is equal to yes. So suppose that if user enters yes, then it will go to our initial state. Now there is one error. Let's see. Yeah. And here as it was blank, we have to give an option. So if user choice equal to, like I will put not equal to yes. So other than yes, it will exit. And in the final state, we'll put one more message box. Thanks for your input. Okay. Now you can see what's happening here. We have a state here where we have defined that whatever user inputs, it will transition to another state. So if user input withdraw, it will come here. If user inputs check balance, it will come here. Then again it will ask from user, do you want to continue? If they enter yes, it will come here. If they enter no, it will come to final state. So in withdraw also, we'll add a message box. And then let's run it. So we'll go with check balance and click on OK. So now you can see it is showing your current balance is 5000. I will click OK. Then there is one more input box. Do you want to continue? I will put yes. Now what it did? It came here and it came to a state again. So now if I put withdraw and click OK, it came here and then it will come to final state, which is like thanks for your input, and execution will be completed. And make sure that you provide proper naming convention. Like currently it is showing as T1, you can put it as like a withdraw. Otherwise you will get confused. Check balance. So now let's add one more transition to understand how it can handle the complex scenario in the easy way. So in the input dialog, let's add one more condition. So I will mention, do you want to continue or withdraw, right? And we'll put one transition from here to here, and we'll add this condition. So if user choice is equal to yes, it will come here. If user choice is equal to withdraw, then it will come to this state. I am just naming this line and then we'll run it. So now it is asking for the first input. I will enter check balance. So now it is showing your current balance is 5000. We'll click OK again. Then we'll put withdraw. So now where it should go? If it is withdraw, it will come to this state. Okay, it didn't came. So let's see where is the issue. Okay, here was the issue. So now we have three transitions, right? So the first transition is if user choice is equal to yes, it will come here. If user choice is not equal to yes, then it will come here. But the problem is that if I enter withdraw, it's again not equal to yes. Then again it will come here. So here we need to add a condition here in this transition. So we'll put some condition here. User choice is not equal to yes and user choice is not equal to withdraw. So we are telling here only move to this state when user choice is not equal to yes and user choice is not equal to withdraw. So let's run it again. We'll put check balance and then we'll put withdraw and click OK. Now it came here and showing withdraw successfully completed, and again it will come to final state. It is showing that message box. Thanks for your input. So this was all in today's session. I hope you liked it. If you have any question, please drop that in the comment section. I will try to reply, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next session.